Oh, hail a beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. If you're new to the channel, I'm B, and on this channel we help you improve your confidence by way of compliments using the wonderful world of fragrance. If this is your second video or more, I ask that you hit the subscribe button because you come back to rock with your boy. Now, as you can see from the title, today I'm here to do just that. Help you improve your confidence because, well, I'm going to give you some fragrances that you can rest assured you're going to rock and feel like the man when you are around the ladies, okay? That's why today I'm giving you 10 fragrances because, well, this is what women want you to smell like. The first fragrance on our list today is one that is a beast. This fragrance is amazing in my personal opinion, and the ladies enjoy this as well. My wife is just a perfect indicator of that because this fragrance she compliments all the time when I rock it. Fragrance comes from BACCARAT, and this fragrance is Mojave Ghost. Now, Mojave Ghost is a fragrance that for me is a fresh out of the shower wear, which means you can rock this thing casually and feel amazing. This is going to boost your confidence. It has that feel to it, but also it's going to boost your confidence because this thing is going to help garner you compliments. I feel different when I rock this fragrance, and I think many of you out there will too. Mojave Ghost is this fresh, sharp, woody fragrance that has this amber to it too. It's crisp. It's really fresh, man, and it has also this powdery aspect to it. Again, that kind of fresh out of the shower feel for me is one that I often grab for fresh out of the shower situations. One that I think many of you out there will enjoy as well, and the ladies will too. Mojave Ghost from BACCARAT. The next fragrance on our list today is this nice blend of this earthy aspect of patchouli. You have some black pepper, you have bergamot in this thing, and ambroxan. I've told you about this one years and years ago, and people seem to now be following and listening to me. And this fragrance is from PRADA, and this one is PRADA Luna Rosa Carbon. Boom. Okay, so Carbon is a fragrance that, in my opinion, PRADA released to combat the popularity of Dior Sauvage. And to me, if you go Dior Sauvage versus PRADA Carbon Luna Rosa, this is kind of what they did, right? They really executed what Dior Sauvage should have been and made it into this gem here. Now, obviously, as Dior Sauvage went on to release other fragrances, Dior Sauvage EDT, EDP, the PARFUM version, right? Things began to get a little bit better. But for me, all right, if you go EDT versus EDT, this one is going to go far above and beyond. Now, don't get me wrong, Dior Sauvage EDT is a great fragrance, but to me, this is probably the one that you want to rock, and the cost value is a lot better there as well. Super nice scent, great performance for me is what I get on this one. Let me know how you feel about the performance here, but smell factor, yeah, it's that guy. PRADA Luna Rosa Carbon. All the nicknames I give this next fragrance really shows that, hey, I believe women are going to enjoy it. This one comes from Creed. This was my first Creed ever, and this one is Creed's Silver Mountain Water, aka the Porcelain God, aka Mr. Steal Somebody's Wife out there, all right? Because this thing really hones in and brings in those compliments. This one has this totally different feel than a lot of fragrances out there on the market today, unless they end up being a clone of this one. That's just my thoughts and opinions, okay? It's not the gospel. Here's what I'll tell you about this fragrance is that it stands out because it has this tea quality to it. You have that bergamot, and it comes off with this metallic-y feel that's really different out there. Great performance is what I get with this one. I know some people talk about the performance being different. I guess it really depends on the bottle that you have, but for me, from day one, years and years ago in high school, when I got my original bottle, and even on this bottle here that I've had for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years at this point, maybe even longer, 6, 7, who knows? Maybe 7 years at this point, all right, that I've had this one in my collection. Super nice. Still garners compliments, still a fragrance that I wear and people want to know what I have on, where they can buy it, etc. I'm happy with that fragrance, and it's a lifer for me, Creed Silver Mountain Water. Now, if we're talking about what women want you to smell like we are doing in today's video, this next one has to be on the list. It's one that, to be quite honest, and I've mentioned this before, I wasn't really sold on this fragrance on first spray. In fact, I'm like, what the hype is on this thing? Trash. All right. But the next day I was like, man, what is that smell? And I realized it was this next fragrance. The fragrance that I'm talking about comes from Eccentric Molecules, and the fragrance is Molecule 01. Molecule 01 is this deceptively great performing fragrance because it's like nothing is there, but it's always there, and that's really what this fragrance is all about. Now, this fragrance has this cedar feel to it, so if you're not into cedar, you're not going to enjoy this one, but it comes off as nothing and still wears as something, which is what the true beauty of this fragrance is. It's not like super blasting powerful. Now, listen, I'm not going to tell you go out there and spray 100 sprays of this on yourself because listen, people will smell you. Now, if you layer this with things, it just amplifies this as well. I've layered this one with Millesime Imperial on a number of occasions, and a lot of other fragrances out there too. So if you're looking to wear a fragrance, especially if you're someone who works in a hospital, something like that, and you can't really wear super strong fragrances, this is one of those scents that you can rock accordingly and still smell amazing and get those compliments rolling in from, you know, obviously the ladies of choice. So Molecule 01 from Eccentric Molecules has made today's list of what women actually want you to smell like. Now, what women also want you to do is to save money in your process of buying fragrances, which brings us to today's video sponsors, the good people at FRAGRANCEUSA.com. Listen, they are based in New York and they've been killing the game here. As you guys know, I've been talking about them a lot because, well, they are offering you guys discounts and they have super fast shipping, and they also have what I enjoy, the customer satisfaction guarantee as well as that authenticity guarantee. All right, if you have to do one thing better than anyone else, that is going to be the customer experience over and over and over again. In a world where we can go online and buy fragrances, you want to make sure that you have the ability to have that great customer experience along with it, and they've been able to do that. Super fast shipping as well as low cost, and in addition to those low costs, because you watched today's video, they're gonna hook you up. Just use my code BIGBEARD10. You're gonna save an additional 10% off of their already discounted pricing. Okay, so women want you to smell great, and they also want you to be able to take them places, and that's what happens when you save money on fragrances. Fragrances can be a super expensive hobby, as a lot of you out there already know. If you do not know this yet, welcome. All right, but that's why people like Fragrance USA are so important, because they help you save along the way. They have great fragrances. They're primarily around the niche side of fragrances, and they're building, adding into those collections on a monthly basis. So if you don't see what you're looking for, go back to it, try it out, send them a message or something. Just let them know Big Beard B sent you by using that code down below, man. They're going to hook you up 10% off their already discounted price. And since we're speaking about what women want you to smell like, as always, and saving money, our next fragrance here is one of those fragrances that, well, has taken on their own life, and that fragrance is Creed AVENTUS. Okay, Creed AVENTUS can be picked up from FRAGRANCEUSA.com in the collector's edition bottle, which they do have there as well, or the OG bottles as well. And here's what I'll tell you about Creed AVENTUS, right? I know a lot of you who are out there who are watching this, who are into FragCom, may say, B, you're wrong. Ladies don't want you to smell like Creed AVENTUS because it doesn't last as long as it once did, okay? They don't care about that. You care about that. A lot of people out there might be like, you know what, B, I would go Hachivat instead, or I would go Cedric Bois. Listen, I get it. All right, Mont Blanc Explorer, those things are all great. But if you had to just say, hey, what the women want you to smell like, one of the fragrances they do know, they may not know Hachivat, but what they will know is Creed, and they will know Creed AVENTUS, okay? So this is what they want you to smell like. I get it. There's a number of fragrances out there you can get that smells like this one, but this one is a top tier scent, all right? Performance, give or take, depending on what formulation you have, because mine still works just fine for me, as I've always mentioned here, but I do have an old bottle here and not much left at that. So there you have it, man. Creed AVENTUS standout scent. It smells great, and you know, when you start to compare them, right, it is what it is, man. It works, it smells great. You can save some money along the way with Fragrance USA. Makes it all the better. There you have it, man. Creed AVENTUS, what the women want you to smell like. Listen, if you don't have a lot of money to spare and you can't afford something like Creed AVENTUS, have no fear, man. The next fragrance is here. This fragrance comes from Armani, and this fragrance is a fragrance that really has worked. It's gotten a lot of love over the years, and it's flankers on flankers on flankers, and this is obviously one of those flankers ones I show it, and this one is ACQUA de Joe Profumo. This one is clean, sophisticated, fresh fragrance in the office. You're gonna smell like a boss when you wear this thing because, well, it has that type of feel to it. ACQUA de Joe Profumo is this woody, aquatic, aromatic scent. You have that mineral feel. This obviously has that aquatic fragrance, as I've talked about already. It has that patchouli in here. It's musky, it's intense. All around great fragrance. You really can't go wrong with this one. This one is signature scent worthy, like others on this list as well, but you can also save some money while you're at it. ACQUA de Joe Profumo. The next fragrance here really brings out the bad boy in you. If not, it at least brings out the smell good man that you can be. This fragrance comes from Tom Ford, the master of seduction, aka Tom 44, and that is Tom Ford Ombre Leather 2018. Now, if you have 2016 in your possession, which is the private blend, then hey, rock it like a boss because, well, you have an OG. This one here is still great though. You have that smooth leather feel here. There's also some hints of raspberry, and it's slightly different than the big brother of this fragrance in my personal opinion, which is Tom Ford Tuscan leather. This one still does stand out. And when it comes down to leather fragrances, they can go way left, all right? They can go too creative. They come on smelling like something different, right? I don't know. But this one here smells like a fragrance that should be in your rotation, and it's one that I often recommend. You can type it in on YouTube. You're gonna see a ton of people talking about it because, well, this fragrance does work. Compliment factor is there, check. Does this thing smell good? Check. Obviously the compliment factor would not be there if it didn't smell good. And you also have the name recognition with Tom Ford. I love this fragrance, all right? The leather right there on the bottle, yeah. Tom Ford Ombre Leather. Now we're down to our final 3 fragrances, and this next fragrance I recently did a head-to-head video per a subscriber's request with Creed AVENTUS, and a lot of you within that talked about enjoying this fragrance more than AVENTUS, and this fragrance comes from Parfum de Marly, and this fragrance is LAYTON. Now LAYTON to me is more so of that fragrance that's going to be your fall and winter player, versus AVENTUS can more so be that spring and summer. So having both in your collection is really not a bad play there. But this one here is sexy, sensual, sophisticated, that oriental, sweet, spicy scent that you really cannot go wrong with. This is one that is a standout fragrance from the house of Parfum de Marly or PDM, and it gets a lot of love, and the love comes in for good reason. If you're looking for a fragrance to add to your collection that ladies are going to enjoy, this is what they would want you to smell like. This one has that masculine feel while still being cozy and sweet and all of the things that they want you to be. This fragrance embodies it. Parfum de Marly, LAYTON. This next fragrance is earthy, aromatic, citrus, woody scent that is supposed to be the embodiment of determination, and I think that the company was determined to really release something over and over and over again. But I honestly ended up enjoying this fragrance, as a lot of ladies do too, which is why they want you to smell like it. And this one is from the house of Chanel. This one is BLEU de Chanel Parfum. All right, not the EDT, not the EDP, although all of those fragrances will work in this situation, right? The EDT is great, the EDP is great. I personally prefer the Parfum. That's just me. It's a little bit deeper and it kind of resonates with me a bit more. That's how I feel. All right, some of you may enjoy the others more, but I don't think you can go wrong with any of the fragrances within the lineup. I think most people will settle right in the middle at the EDP. Like the others that came before this one opens up with that citrus feel. It's not an overly citrusy fragrance, so you don't have to worry about that. It still maintains that warmth and that elegance that you could find in some of the others that came before this one, but it just, to me, takes it a better approach to it. I just enjoy how this whole composition comes together a little bit better. Woody, aromatic, sensual scent that works. Office, you're good to go. If you want to wear this professionally and you're not in the office, you're still good to go there. If you want to rock this one, dress it down, rock it to the mall, you are good to go. Day party, you're good to go. You really can't go wrong with this one, and the compliments are there, and the ladies do enjoy, again, the entire lineup here. So do yourself a favor, add this one on, give yourself a spray, or give yourself a BBB mixture, which is going to be your Bleu de Chanel and Ultramar together. Trust me, you will love it together. All right, check out my video on that if you have not checked it out. I'll try to leave it linked and listed down below if I can remind myself to do it. But if any of you have already seen that, please tell people to check that combination out because it's nice. And the final fragrance on our list today just happens to be a unisex scent that my wife calls Sexy Cotton Candy. And listen, I think a lot of ladies out there will have the same type of feeling and emotion. You spray this thing on, they want to gobble you up, all right? And this one is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this one is Baccarat Rouge 540. Yes, sir. This thing is a champ, all right? It works like a pro. Whew, you spray that thing on and you will be good to go. I've recently mentioned this one, so I won't talk about this one too much, but if you're looking for one to wear, all right, and you already have these, add this one in. Or if you're looking for something a little bit different, it's a sweet, airy scent. So if you're not into sweet fragrances, you may shy away from this one. But it's really not about you in this video, right? It's about what the ladies want you to smell like. And this is what they're gonna want you to smell like for sure. Baccarat Rouge 540, you can't go wrong with that. Add this one to your collection if you have not already done so. Look, you're not into sweet fragrances, but you do like Francis Kurkdjian and what he brings to the table. Don't forget that I have Exalt Nuit, okay? Done by Francis Kurkdjian and Jerome DiMarino as well. This one is a darker, much darker approach to fragrance than what you would get in Baccarat Rouge 540. And this one has tobacco and tobacco. You have cacao here, and one that I really enjoy. If you're gonna rock this one in the spring, I would say this is more so for that night indoors, temperature controlled. You do not want to rock this one too much in the hot weather. I don't think that this is going to be best suited for that. I'm being honest with you, right? This is my fragrance. It really doesn't matter. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you the real deal, Holyfield, the way this thing is going to work best for you. So be sure to check this fragrance out as well as all of the fragrances on the list today, because the ladies will want you to approach them smelling like this, or at least help you along your journey of approaching them. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard Beard, with the like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn bell.